Alrighty, welcome to episode 1 of Fort Solis. This was another game that I watched a stream that was talking about video games you should probably check out if you've never looked at them. Things that were overlooked and whatnot. So this was on a Steam sale some time ago and I picked it up when it was there. So this has been in my catalog for a long time. And I don't really know what it's about because I haven't played it and I don't remember seeing it. I just remembered that I saw it on the stream that one time, but it was so long ago. So I already went in here and looked at the volume here. Check this out. Watch this. It's fucking deafening. Even going down to 1. I mean, look, just level 1, and it's just so loud. Anyway, so yeah, let's see what this is about. We'll go over the settings here. That's the audio. All right. Interact Q multi-tool. View map tab. Photo mode. I never understood photo modes in games. Just seems like a waste of fucking time. Speed walk. Okay, I'm not seeing any kind of like attack. Huh. Alright, seems pretty simple. Okay. Alright. Adjust sliders until the leftmost image is barely visible. Well, I guess it's always... Technically that's barely visible, right? I mean, if you look hard enough, you might be able to see it there. The -1, definitely, if you go to 0. But if you look at the planet in the background there, those mountains right there on the left-hand side with the ridge. You know, you can't make out that ridge until you get to this point here. But technically -1 is that, so I guess we'll go there. I don't know what this is. I know a lot of people complain about motion blur, but I tell you, I don't think I've ever really noticed it. I don't know what this is. Full screen. Windowed. Yeah, windowed. Yeah, whatever. It's not windowed. Quality. Okay, frame generation. I can't even click on it. Video reflex. I guess I have in video reflex. Unlimited, advanced. Low, medium, high, and advanced. I guess it's just because of the brightness makes it advanced. I don't know. What is all this? So if you just put it all on high, it's... I don't know. Sure, why not? Things on high. Let me go back. Yeah, okay, whatever. Probably could have just did that with high setting. Anyway. DLSS. Okay. General. What we got going on? Now let's do subtitles for sure. Tooltips, objective, sure. Why's it gotta be UK? Anyway, okay. Apply. Yeah. Alright, so that's all pretty basic. Get out of that. What do we have here? collectibles, huh? One of 16 characters. One of 21. Okay. Alright, so we're going to be exploring quite a bit. One of 122. Okay. That's promising. Alright, let's see it.
So, you hated it?
I wouldn't say hate, I wish he had done more.
How could he possibly have done more? They were surrounded by zombies.
Regardless, I'm caught up now, so it's time for a new show. I believe it's your pick?
I'm taking my time with this one.
Just like that hull.
It's looking a lot better since I got up here.
Is that before or after you spent a week fixing it?
These weather patterns are getting worse. Most of our jobs now are repairing weather damage.
Yeah, I really hadn't noticed.
Then again, being stuck with you for cycle rotation is just as exciting.
It could be worse. You could be stuck with
Press Q to enable the multi-tool. Alrighty, the game just crashed, and it had an error message that said low level fatal error. And at the end of that error, it said that the graphics card hung. So I've been trying to figure out what is causing that, and no one seems to have a definitive answer. The Steam page is littered with numerous people with various computer specs that have this problem, and there hasn't been a single response from a developer that I saw on there that addressed the issue. So this might very well be a game that I'm not going to be able to play. So after reading through all the issues, it seems like this is a DirectX problem. Right now the game is running on DirectX 12. Some people said that if you dropped it to DirectX 11, it would function. However, the commands to force the game to run on DirectX 11 do not work, either through Steam or through actually creating a shortcut to the specific executable file. So that information appears to be outdated because it will not run that way. So the other solution that some people have stated was that the frame generation needs to be turned off. However, I was running with the NVIDIA card, the DLSS, for the upscaling, and when DLSS is selected, the frame generation option is grayed out, so I don't think that could possibly be what caused that crash. However, it was grayed out and the frame generation said that it was on. So what I've done here is I changed the upscaler to the FSR3, which is usually AMD's upscaling process. And when you use the FSR3, the frame generation option becomes available to you to change, and I can turn it off. I also had NVIDIA Reflex on, and that's a setting that has to do with latency. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off because I don't know if that possibly is another setting that's not playing well with the game. A lot of people mention that you gotta play it in full screen and don't alt tab out. Unfortunately, this game functions weird with Bandicam, which is what I'm using to record the videos right now. And for whatever reason, Bandicam isn't automatically picking up that Fort Solis is running. So I have to alt tab out, to tab back into the game for it to figure out that it's actually running. So I've already alt tabbed out of this thing like 30 times. While I was playing around with the settings, like switching them back and forth, I actually got the error in the settings as I was in this screen right here on the display settings. It came up and had the low level fatal error. So it had nothing to do with actual gameplay or anything going on other than its interaction with the display settings menu here. So I was able to get that error here. So I've been tabbing in and out of the game trying to force that to happen, and it hasn't happened since I've applied these settings. Right now I have it set up on the max graphical settings, and there's no reason my computer can't handle that. I can handle it no problem, so that should not be an issue. The other thing I did was in Steam settings for this game, I disabled the Steam overlay because that can sometimes cause some issues with games. So I'm gonna set up with this here and try playing again and see if I come up with the crash. If I do, this may be the end of the game because I don't see any other way of getting around it. There have been the people said that, hey, you need to update your NVIDIA graphics, but this game was like, I don't know, released I don't know how long ago. Anyway, most of the posts were from 2024, I think, and I have the latest the latest NVIDIA graphics installed, so it can't possibly be an NVIDIA graphics card unless it's one of those things where, you know, people say, oh, you needed to have this clean installation of it, and, you know, you need to go through this whole process of getting multiple programs to get out there to remove your Steam drivers completely and then reinstall everything through safe mode and all that BS, which I don't know, some of it may be true, but what it boils down to is I've played, I don't know, 50 games through Steam with installing NVIDIA graphics cards through the NVIDIA program and never have come up with a problem with it until this game. So it's not an NVIDIA problem, it's a problem with how this game functions with NVIDIA. Yeah, anyway. So let's see where I'm at now. I already applied it, but we'll apply it again. I mean, I can't see any of these other options being the problem. Maybe they are, I don't know. There's no way to tell. I mean, it sucks to get a game like this and immediately you crash. And there's no one on their actual store page in the community saying, yeah, this is how you fix this problem.
So, you hated it?
I wouldn't say hate, I wish he had done more.
How could...
Alrighty. As you may be able to tell, that did not go well. Same result. Earlier into the game, I didn't even make it to the first prompt before it crashed. So I've spent quite a lot of time searching around for a resolution for this problem. I went through multiple voodoo tricks associated with running the game as an administrator, setting a dedicated graphics card, installing Microsoft C++ libraries. I actually did do a clean install of the NVIDIA drivers. However, I did that through their NVIDIA app, which does allow you to do a clean install through that without going through the whole mess of using other programs. Whether or not that actually works, fuck if I know. I tried compatibility modes for Windows 8 and 7. I've tried commands for forcing it to play in DirectX 12 through Steam, where you can change the area where you put the run options for the game. Not that that should matter because it already is a DirectX 12 game, so. And as I mentioned in the earlier one, you can't force this thing to run on DirectX 11. So I'm at the point now where I don't know if I can play this game. I think it's just not optimized right for my particular PC settings and a lot of others as well. Because some people have played this game on a PC with no problem, but I'm not going to be one of them. For whatever reason, it does not function with my graphics card, which it should, because my graphics card is not that bad at all. In fact, my entire PC is pretty fucking hoss, but this one's just not working with it. But as you see here, I was able to get the game to be stable for over an hour on this setting right here. I don't know if the crash would happen after that hour, and that was just me on the platform that you initially spawn into, or the setting right there on that rig. I didn't move anywhere. In fact, I didn't have to move. The bug, I don't know if you want to call it a bug, but the crash happens regardless of movement. Like, you can just leave your character sitting there, and eventually the game will crash, no matter what. I don't even have to move around. I don't have to function. I don't do anything. It just crashes on its own. As I said, this my computer can run this at max settings, but yeah. So I think so far the biggest reason for the prolonged time I was in the game before seeing a crash. And this last time I didn't see a crash. I was actually in there for about an hour. I just let it sit here. I went off and did some chores and came back, and the game was still up and functioning. So I mean, I knew it didn't crash. But the biggest thing was the change of the resolution, I think, because what I did prior to these results here, I took everything down to low and disabled everything. So I had the low graphics setting, everything was off. I had this the FPS capped at 60. Everything else was off, and I had it at the native resolution, which is if I change it now, it's gonna fuck up the screen. But I think it was 1440. I had it set at. And even at all the lowest settings, it crashed consistently crashed. Only when I changed this resolution to 4K, I believe that's considered 4K, did it stabilize. And I'm not sure if that's just it's an issue with the monitor. And thinking about how the graphics card and the monitors work, it potentially could be one of the issues. However, I did have this set up right here with the upscaling on for DLSS, and even with the change in the resolution to this higher resolution, it still crashed with the DLSS on. So I turned that off, and the last time I was in the game, it was functioning at about an hour and a half or so, maybe. I've got the graphics down to medium now, and what I'm thinking here is I'm not even getting to a point where I can get to save the game. So it could be that this starting zone is just, you know, whatever, just so intense that the graphics card just can't handle it for whatever conflict it's having. I don't know, hardware conflict. Who knows what's causing it? But maybe if I can get past this zone somehow, like I could just miracle my way to get past this zone to the save point, and get to a different part. Maybe I can change the settings and get to a more stable system at that point. I don't know. But I'm not going to sit here and skip the story to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to play again and see if we can't naturally get there without crashing. And I suspect if I crash again, I think I'm just going to post this video letting you guys know how shitty of a game this was as far as the optimization and the ability to even function and play, and leave that up as my review on it, because from what I can tell right here, this game shouldn't even be sold on Steam in this state, where you have, you know, computers that are decent that can't even operate the game. I mean, I can't even operate the game at this point. It just crashes instantly. The first one you saw was within a minute, and the other one, it didn't even get past the part of the narration. So yeah, I mean, to say the least, I'm frustrated with the whole thing. But yeah, anyway, make sure these are applied. And unfortunately, you know, I have to start a new game every time because there's no save point. So yeah, which is a shame, because so far from what I've seen, the graphics look really good.
So, you hated it?
I wouldn't say hate. I wish he had done more.
How could he possibly have done more? They were surrounded by zombies.
Regardless, I'm caught up now, so it's time for a new show. I believe it's your pick.
I'm taking my time with this one.
Just like that hull.
It's looking a lot better since I got up here.
Is that before or after you spent a week fixing it?
These weather patterns are getting worse. Most of our jobs now are repairing weather damage.
Yeah, I really hadn't noticed.
Then again, being stuck with you for cycle rotation is just as exciting.
You could be worse. You could be stuck with some...
Alright, so last time, this is it. It just crashed out. So, virgin territory here.
Jack? You cut off then. What were you saying?
So Terra. And then we have a battery symbol there. So I guess we're working for Terra. So we received an alert, urgent response requested. Fort Solis. Manual alert initiated. Why wouldn't the clearance be known? Should be known. So we are at Prospect 1, and we received this urgent message from Fort Solis. Okay.
The alarm at Solis is triggered.
Solis? That relic?
Manually initiated? I've never seen a manual one.
To think you wanted to spend your last shift watching me do all the heavy lifting.
Jess, I am on vacation the minute tomorrow's shuttle arrives. I'll contact them and see if it's a false alarm.
Well, how do you expect them to reply without power?
If they respond, then it's a false alarm.
OMG, you're so smart.
You see, this is why I should pick the shows from now on.
Is this about the zombies?
I wouldn't possibly have any idea what you mean.
I knew it!
Fort Solis. This is Jack Leary, senior engineer, responding to your alarm. Please come in. Jack Leary, responding to Fort Solis alarm. You have everything okay over there?
Anything?
No. Weird. To trigger the alarm and not respond.
It's a stone's throw from here. Why don't you check it out?
People who use that expression don't normally apply that logic to Mars.
That vacation can't come soon enough.
Alright, so we're apparently on Mars. And, yeah, let's see if we can. So just to look out here. So this is the Mars landscape. Got some solar panels out there. Some computer systems, floodlights. We have a wall. And a gate. I wonder why we have a wall. What are we doing? Preventing things from floating out? Or seems odd that we need a wall. We have a bunch of containers over there. Got some trash can looking things here. Tell you what, the level of detail in this game is really impressive. We got the drill going down there. So we're drilling things. Some red blinking lights. Water storage, okay. Bunch more crates. And that thing. I'm already thinking of that thing as a Kodiak from Mass Effect. It's gonna be a Kodiak no matter what they name it to me. So check out his helmet here. Pretty decent. Fort Minor. I guess we're at Fort Minor. And on the back there, it looks like Chinese characters. And if you notice this guy, he just cannot stand still. Like, look at him fidgeting, moving around. Checking out his, what was that, Pip-Boy? Checking out his Pip-Boy. That's the terminals. Got some overhead light. Stop. Look at that detail on it. They actually have the name stop on there. Emergency stop. Can you make out what that is over there? I bet if I had the game up at higher resolution, you probably could make that sticker out too. The Mars landscape. Yeah, I'm spending a lot of time here because I'm trying to see if I'm going to get this error to happen. So check out the back there. You got the striations and the patterns in the walls. Looks like there's ore in between the walls. We got this lift here, platform, comms, messages, operations, descend. All right. We got a little trolley here, maybe. What is that? I don't know what that tube is. Belongs for what is it? Test specimen. Test specimen do not open. Huh. Okay, I wonder what they're testing. Alright, so it looks like we have Some habitats out there. I can't make out what the red is above them. Looks like a couple of habitats. A whole shit ton of containers over there. And we've got these windmill type structures. Turbines maybe powering the lights. That could be a generator, I guess, out there. Although why you would put flammable stuff near the generator, I don't know. Seems odd. Alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and head in. Press E to interact with world objects and gain more context on key events. Okay. Alright, so what do we have here? You can't zoom in and out in the game. So we got a string of commands here. Can we read any of that? Play C. Select route. So that's system logs. Huh. Error. Name. You know what, it would be hilarious if they had the goddamn crash bug as part of this text. Oh fuck, that would be so fucking hilarious. At least they would have a sense of humor about it. Do not touch. Caution. Alright. We got an automatic door. Oh, look at that, we got a fire extinguisher. Took a little bit to load that decal, but I got it. Swipe side to side. Wipe side to side. Okay, warning. Health and safety warnings. Handle with care. Okay, I mean, this is a lot of detail, man. A whole lot of detail. What's Leary, engineer. Looks like we have some gray hair going on up here. Looks like a radio system of some sort. We got a post-it note. What's that say? Oh, come on, get over there. Let me see that post-it note. Oh, can I use the magnifying glass on the post-it note? That would be a cool as shit, wouldn't it? I can't. What's the post-it note say? I cannot make that out. Or the door? No. Fix the door. Fix the something. Huh, anyway. Alright, so Terra. Alright.
I'm heading down now. We can take the LTV.
I need to repair this hull before the storm gets worse. I think we have an hour or so before it hits.
Okay, I can pick you up on the way back.
So, the LTV, huh? Is that what they're calling the Kodiak? Caution. Okay. Some interactions are sequential. Performing certain ones can unlock others. Well, I noticed we have the white circle there that's basically telling us where to go. Kind of kills immersion. Don't particularly like that. Got a ladder here. I can go up that thing. No. Alright. Locate the LTV. Huh. It's showing up as like a journal entry. I guess let's check and see if we have a journal here.
I've switched comms frequency, Jess.
No problem. I'll finish up here, and then if you're not back in time, I can take the HTV.
Roger that. Jack out.
How many times do I have to tell you this isn't the military? Okay, it's fine.
Roger that.
Don't get lost.
She called it an HTV, he called it an LTV. Are there two different types? Huh. Okay. So do we have a journal system? What's J? No. How about tab? Alright, what do we have here? We have locate the LTV, drilling site, prospect 1 schematics, pan, zoom in and out. Alright. Alright. So it's showing us those 2 habitats and all those containers and the 2 gates. Let's pan it. Okay. Pan it with that. Okay. Switch maps. Middle mouse button? Okay. I don't... Oh, okay, it's trying to wiggle it. Okay, it's the slide... It's the, mouse scroll bar. Which doesn't do anything. C to return. Ah, here we go. Map, 0 new. We're Jack Leary, Engineering Department. So how do I click in the map? The mouse doesn't do anything. Alright, let's try E. Alright, that gets us back there. I guess it's there. Ah, we have messages. 3 new messages. Alright. C. Watkins. 10, 10, 2080. Wonder if they're using this with American or USA. I mean, American or European time. Does that mean it's October 10th or it's? Either way, on that it doesn't matter. But on another one, from Frampton, it's 9/10. Is that September 10th or the 10th of September or the 9th of October? C. Watkins, I believe. 12:10. So I guess we're in. I guess we're in December. So 2 months after this, because his he mentioned his vacation was in 2 days. Okay, so we have this M Spindler LTV suspension. Okay, I guess we did some kind of prank with the LTV. Maybe. MV Frampton. Okay, apparently we were hustling somebody. Engineering the vending machines for our favor, apparently. Alright, audio. Nope, that's the wrong button. 2 new audio. Okay. J. Appleton. Now let's look at this one first.
I know you said this isn't the format for it, but you never answer your phone. I'm in the canteen. I already know the answer to this, but do you want me to bring a beer up to the wreck? I'm grabbing a snack. Let me know. Maybe even record a log back. Wouldn't that be fun?
Okay. Jessica seems a little bit needy.
I may be running late, but I can assure you it's not because I lost track of time decorating my helmet. Call signs matter. I had a thought about one for you. Ready? A bear. It matches your mood. See you down there in 5.
And in the opening scene, if you paid attention, she's got like this blonde hair with a weird cut, and I think she even had a nose ring. I'll tell you what kind of girl she is. Do we have any videos? No videos. I wonder why there's an exclamation point down there. Alright, so that's all I can do with that. Alright. So... press shift to walk faster. Alright, so it wants me to go that way, but I don't want to do what it wants me to do. Wow, you really don't walk that fast, do you? Locked. Access required. No shit, access is required. Kind of warning, flammable, the exclamation point. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those games that rewards you for curiosity or if it just wastes your time for curiosity. Alright, so these have cables coming out of them. And that goes to there to the generator. I guess that's a generator. Again, why would you put... Seems like this biohazard, right? Why would you put the biohazard right next to the generator? That's exactly what that is. So I wonder how those things, the turbines, are connected. Big pile of dirt. Where are I going? Okay. Following some cables around. And it's going into the storage unit. Okay. So something in the storage unit needs power? Oh, what is this? Oh, that looks like the tube for the test specimen. Property of Terra Corp. Whole block of them, huh? Yep, test specimens. 05. And it looks like that means it's locked, huh? Okay. Well, I'm encouraged right now that it hasn't crashed on us. Oh, look at it. It's got these treads on it. Huge treads. So this thing can fucking move. Okay, well, that makes sense. It's drilling something, so... It's a mobile drilling unit with blue containers and dirt. Test specimens, solar panels. I just saw like a red glow from here. I wonder if that was a bug. It's like switches. All right. Alright, let's check it out. I guess we'll go to the LTV. And if we're lucky, hopefully the damn game saves. Because at this point, if it crashes, I would have to do all this shit over again. Well, I could just come directly to it, but yeah. Alright. A little buggy there. Alright, nice fluid animation. 02.
Set course for Fort Solis.
Calculating.
Jack Leary, senior engineer en route to Fort Solis, in the Planum Quadrant, responding to an alarm. Suspected power failure. Await further information.
Recording submitted.
Okay, I'm heading to Solis. Keep an eye on that storm.
I doubt it'll pass me by unnoticed.
Alright. It's like the Knight Rider. Can I move around? I can't move around, so I'm locked in this game by Fallen Leaf. Dear Fallen Leaf, fix your fucking bugs. Get somebody on the Steam forums to address this fucking issue. It's ridiculous that games crash right when you start playing the game. And put a save point early on so you don't have to do this stuff every time the game crashes. After every conversation, it should automatically save it. You'd expect these to be a little bit wider, thinking that this the big rig would have to come through here, you'd think. It's a little stuttering there. Right now I'm running at 32 frames. So that's well below 60, which makes no sense. And they describe Fort Solis as a relic. And I still haven't seen the automatic save symbol yet. It's like that stuttering. Wow, it dropped to like 3 frames right there. You know, perhaps I need to drop the graphics down even more.
Jack Leary here. Entering your perimeter. Do you copy? Solis is locked down.
Well, there goes your power theory.
Why would it be in lockdown?
System damage? Dare I suggest more weather damage?
Yeah, maybe, but lockdown seems extreme.
Is there no sign of security?
No, they must be done for the night. Storm's picking up here. How about over there?
Full swing here, so I've hopped in the HTV to keep you company.
Lovely.
It was that or nap the storm out.
I'm flattered.
And I can't nap with that noise, so you're plan B.
Chairman. Listen, I'm gonna head to the atrium. Make contact there.
Okay.
Alright, looks like that just saved. Alright, so... Location not found. Alright, so I'm at 34, 33, okay. Let us go in here and check this out. So maybe this is just really poorly optimized where I'm just going to have to drop it. And not having the upscaling definitely is affecting that for sure. If the upscaling were on, that would jump by probably double. Let's toss it out low and see how that affects the... Hell, that didn't do anything for the frame, for the FPS. It's still running 30s. It did save it. Man, I'm tempted to pop this on now. Let's go with balanced and see if we can't. Okay. Alright, so that instantly doubled the frame rate. And since I didn't see a drop in frame rate with breaking it down, okay, going to high drops at about 10 frames. But there's no difference between low and medium with the DLSS on. Okay. Alright. Let's try that. See if we can't get her doing that. Okay. So we've got these red strips all the way down, and this area is large enough to have that big old drill come down this way. Alright. Locked. Alright.
Access denied. Lockdown in full effect.
I'll head to the atrium and make contact there.
Okay.
Access denied. Lockdown in full effect.
Alright, at least they didn't make him say that line again. Most games would make the character say the line again after interacting with the same thing. That's cool. I'm glad that someone somewhere said, hey, that's kind of stupid for that to happen. Alright. So, this is Mars. Pretty windy. Almost looks like rain, but... Alright. So, that interaction there, you wouldn't get if you had just walked over there. So, there are interactions in the game that you're potentially going to miss. Let's go up this way then. I'm not happy with the sprint button, though. That you don't really do a whole lot of running. It's not quick at all. Nope. Wow, that stuttered quite a bit there. Ridge access B2. Lockdown in effect and some more Chinese characters.
Access denied. Lockdown in full effect.
Okay. Alright. They got a bar right in the rock there. Oxygen 2. Oxygen 2. A bunch of Oxygen 2 canisters. Some more test specimens, apparently. Alright. And containers and whatnot. Alright.
Access denied. Lockdown in full effect.
Power save mode enabled. What does that say? God, I wish I could zoom. I can't read it. Platform functionality disabled. Power input insufficient. C log file for C:10. Okay, tower something logs. Power check failed. Reboot failed. Input CMD. Okay. Alright, so I need some power. What do we have here? Okay. I missed that when I was looking at the handle on the wall. It looks like we have a lift here. Some sort. Alright.
Looks like I'm climbing for now.
Climbing?
Well, the lift's out and the storm's on its way.
Roger. Over and out.
Oh, who's a cool kid?
Seriously though, make sure you're wired in. Weather's in full swing here. No idea why I even tried to repair the hull.
Alright. Okay. So you gotta be very specific, huh? Alright. Look at that. We're faced right off the bat. We're faced with a phallic symbol. Okay. Look around a little bit now. Okay. Boy, it stuttered there. God, it's dropping down to... Fuck me, it's dropping down. It dropped down to like 10 frames and shot back up to 60. This is just really poorly optimized. Oh, shit. Oh my god. I QE'd quickly.
Has the storm hit you yet? How are you getting on?
It's been a while since I was out in a storm. It still hurts. Weather resistance suits my ass.
I'll take that as a hard yes then.
Nice big old crack down the wall. Let's look at my driveway. I wonder what happens if you fail. You just fall down and die? I'm tempted to do it, but I don't want to come into that crash.
Is a relic.
On any other game that functions that I know won't crash on me, I would just fall off and let that happen and see what happens.
Ah, you've got to be kidding.
What?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Apparently we have to go swinging. Yep. It's gonna be one of these games, huh? Oh. I guess I have to hold it down when it does that. I just pressed it.
Time to quit beer?
More like climbing.
Alright. Well, we're almost there.
Next time I'm just cutting the door.
You had your tools and chose to climb.
Yes. Been a long day.
What's that got to do with it? Dark Descent, 1903, Chapter 1. Alright.
I'll head over to the atrium, see if anyone's home.
Nothing on local comms?
No.
Okay. Why is my light going out?
Paint the picture for me?
What, of Solis? It's old school. Still got single structures.
You should feel right at home then.
It certainly doesn't look welcoming.
I'm saying nothing.
Is that... It sounds like it's rain. Or hail pelting it. I guess it's just sand or rocks pelting it. Quite a large area up here, huh? Obviously we should go that way, but we'll go this way instead. Tire tracks?
I need to check the atrium.
Oh, it's just gonna say screw you and turn you around. Okay. So much for the inquisitive mind. Alright, so we got another generator here. Alright, I wonder if they'll take offense for me to going this way.
There must be someone at the atrium.
Apparently there's someone at the atrium that I really need to see. I guess we're going towards the atrium. Alright, well I'm not happy with the FPS at all on even these settings. I mean, alright. Surely it would have another message, right? Okay, he's like, okay, I'm done talking to you. If you're not gonna go the way I told you to go, fuck you. Jack's like, I'm tired of walking. Alright. Atrium, look at it. Came up and dropped to 10 frames and then jumped back up to 50. Alright, you know what? Perhaps we'll try this one more time. Display. Let's drop this down to low and see what happens. Alrighty, so as you can tell, it did not like me trying to do that. So here I am again. We were able to get about 45 minutes of gameplay on those last settings. So what I'm going to do now, because of the frame rates, it was, you know, stuttering and falling to 10 and coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the resolution back to the native resolution. I'm going to keep DLSS on. I switched it to performance. For now, I'm going to keep it at low. And I went ahead and turned on NVIDIA Reflex. And we'll see what that does for in-game FPS. And see if it instantly crashes, which I would expect it to instantly crash because this is the same settings I crashed on in the very beginning. Once we get in the atrium, that'll be the end of this episode, but I just want to get to that point now. So at least here we are, we're at continue. So I wonder where it's going to stick me at. This game has been disappointing in this aspect. It really has been. Alright, so I'm running it now about 80 frames per second.
I'll head over to the atrium, see if anyone's home.
Nothing on local comms?
No.
Alright, so this is about 80 with those changes at low.
Paint the picture for me?
What, of Solis? It's old school. Still got single structures.
You should feel right at home then.
It certainly doesn't look welcoming.
I'm saying nothing.
Alright. There's like metal in the ground there. Rebar, maybe? I don't know. A lot of it. Alright. Let's see if we can't get in here and see how that affects the entire game. I got a feeling once we get inside a structure, things will improve.
Lockdown in effect.
Strange. The lock overrides are still on.
It's not strange. It's protocol when a lockdown is triggered.
Disengage locking bolts to resume operation. Alright, access required. Okay. Airlock access. That decal just showed up. Okay.
Oxygen reserves are still active.
Well, the backup generator maintains the oxygen level. Did you think they just powered the light?
Well, not anymore.
You know, for him being the engineer, she sure has all the knowledge, and he has none of it. Alright, so we're at 80 frames here. Mall Industries? Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try this one more time. We're gonna bump up the graphic settings, and if it crashes, that'll be the end of this episode. I'll pick up the next episode with trying some more shit. So let's try to increase the graphics to medium at least. Apply that. According to the frame rates, that doesn't impact it, but maybe four or five frames. Alright, so we got a serial number there. Turketon. Alright. Welcome to Fort Solis. Okay. First aid kits. God, there's a lot of first aid kits. Tons of first aid kits. Got some lockers here. Got one that's open. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got some kind of environmental suits. Probably the same one I have on. Okay. Unlocked. Alright. Oh, look at that. Got a tree. Tree on Mars. Alright. Alright. Got some more post-its over there. We don't need that helmet anymore, apparently.
Your comms just went local. Please tell me you didn't remove your helmet.
Oh, you know I don't like to wear it all the time.
I can't believe you actually removed it on site.
Oxygen levels are stable. It's not natural to wear it that long. Are we gonna pretend you're wearing yours?
Alright.
I knew it.
I'm not the one responding to a lockdown alert.
I'll be fine. The backup generators power more than just the lights, you know.
At least it's sinking in.
So airlock AO, huh? Alright, I need to get to a point that it saves. What happens if I open this thing? Can I do that again? Can I go out that way without my helmet? I can. Alright. Go all the way out here? What happens if I go all the way out?
I need to make contact with the Solis team.
It's a negative. Alright. At least you can open it and it not make it stop. Okay. The Solis team, huh? Upstairs? Oh, what do we got going on? Should I?
Standard issue. It's not as comfy as it looks.
I've always liked mine.
Well, I'm not drawing a dog on mine.
It's a frog?
Oh.
Okay. Mining industries. Building a brighter future. Alright. Well, the obvious choice would be going down one of those, but let's go up this way, because this isn't the obvious choice. Get a nice... Alrighty, welcome back. We're on episode 2 of Fort Solis, and this will probably be the last episode. As you saw from the previous episode, we crashed again. So, I can't find any settings whatsoever to make this game play without crashing. And concerning my CPU, my GPU, my memory, my hard drive, you name it, there is no reason at all that this game should not function on my computer. But it won't. It simply will not do it, no matter what I do. So I don't know what else to do. Unfortunately, you have to play with upscaling on here, because if you don't, the FPS just drops to below 30. I don't know why. It just does. So, I'm gonna put this at what I think would be like the absolute lowest settings. This is the native monitor resolution. Just turn... I have to have this on. I'll put it at ultra performance. I'll turn off the reflex. I'll even cap the goddamn screen. I don't think it's gonna matter. Well, no, don't cap it. Just let's leave that alone. And I'll put it at the lowest setting, just to see if I can get through it. I mean, at this point, just getting the game to not crash is the experience I need, because, yeah, it would be nice to play it at top graphics, but it just won't let me do it. Alright, let's see where it puts me. So last time I was inside, and I was hoping that going inside into the internal environment would lessen the demands, but...
Airlock sequence complete.
Alright, so I'm at 80 frames a second now, with low graphic settings. DLSS on at ultra performance. Alright, so here. Alrighty, so here we are. We're at the achievement page. I managed to complete Ridge Climb, and that was the extent of my ability to play Fort Solis right there. That was it. I couldn't get past the crashes. As you saw on the last episode, it damn near immediately crashed upon entering with the lowest settings possible. So I'm not willing to put any more time or effort into making this game work. This is an absolute disaster that should not be able to be sold on Steam. Steam should remove this game completely. Anybody that has this game in their library should be refunded. There is no reason for this kind of shit at all. Like, this should never happen. I'm not sure how this is allowed to be on Steam. And I've recorded. I didn't even record all the shit that I went through to get this game to work. I just recorded a little bit of it. I went through hours of fiddling around with just multiple solutions. There's just nothing to make this game work. And I've never had to fight a game this hard. Like, there were a few games on Steam that were like, you gotta install some third-party shit and you go through another company's UI or loader or program. There were some things you have to do to jump through some hoops to get games to work. But I've never had to fight for a game just to stay in it and move once you were able to get into the game. This was ridiculous. Utterly fucking ridiculous. And this game should not be allowed to be sold on Steam. They should get on this and remove it. This is one of those things where you wish someone would take up a class action lawsuit against whoever developed this fucking game and get them out of there, because this is bullshit. So, yeah, that's the end of Fort Solis. I can't do anything different. My PC is beyond the specs to run this. Graphics card, drivers completely updated. Actually, I went back and cleared all the other installs of all the GPUs prior to that. So I did a clean install on that. Updated the C++ libraries. No Steam overlay. Giving it admin permissions, doing compatibility modes, giving it a dedicated graphics card. I mean, I did everything short of going into the BIOS and turning off the overclocking that was associated with the XMP, I think it was called. And there was one solution out there somewhere that said, hey, if you add these two registry settings into the graphics area, you might, and it's like, whatever, if your game requires me to go into my BIOS and my registry for it to function, that's it. I'm not going to put my time in it. Unfortunately, like I said, I bought this on sale, who knows how long ago, so it's outside the refund window, so, I'm just basically fucked on this game all the way around. But, yeah, that was my experience with Fort fucking Solis. Yeah. So I'll move on to a game that actually fucking works. Alright, guys, later.